I am a living witness of Tony Allen because I used to go to Kalakuta those days. Yes, when I was still a little boy. I even know Kuti then. Kuti was still young, but he's my older eldest brother. He's an eldest, my eldest. But I was younger than him. He's far older than me then. I know how old he was then. I think about 40 years then. I was still young. Then we used to go to Computer Village. That time Computer Village is not yet Computer Village. Just few people, but few. It was Kalakuta. Yeah, Fela, Shiran, that everybody, everybody want to go there. That place, if police is chasing you, you run into Kalakuta, Computer Village. Immediately you run into that place, whim like this. You see them, they will call that street. Immediately you run into it, they say, save me, oh. You see all of them, all those boys will just block the road. Yeah, if you run, they will never take you to anywhere. Police doesn't get that way. Police used to run. Police used to run away. They don't come. If you chase you, enter that place. Yeah, Fela will always save you. As far as you are, unless you are a criminal, unless you stay and they confirm that you're a criminal, they will not. But if you are like all this stop and sight, all this thing, those days, Fela used to save a lot of people. So I know Tony Allen. Tony Allen was older this day. I know he was the drum one that used to beat. We used to see him. I used to see him with his this thing. So what we are saying those days is that the drum beats, the Fela is the creator of Afrobeat. And he never did it because he wanted. Activists those days, they were not coming out to gain from anything they are doing. They just want the country to be better. And after that, they will but because of the fame, when person is famous, other things will follow. People started supporting them, no fame. They started supporting, they were not there. Fela did not plan that his music will go big or whatever. It was just God and things, and because things have happened to him, to his mother and everything. Yeah, I used to see both Femi's sister, the one that is dead, the Femi, yeah, those days we were all younger then. I used to, when we used to go there, then I was little. Later I used to, because I was street boy those days, we used to hustle those areas, we used to go to those areas, yeah. God, Fela, I want to see Fela. I want to go because I'm an upcoming artist. I go from studios to see how, and this Fela motivated me. That was, I started singing like Fela. So Afrobeat is owned by Fela, and there is, it's owned by Fela. It's Fela that's created it. It's right that it's both it's a writer. We used to see him. That's how you will go into the instrumental. When he's rehearsing, we used to sit like this watching him rehearsing. I have to bring the picture where I sat down, where he was rehearsing. I was little then rehearsing, where he's rehearsing. That's how you will see both trumpets will be the one that tell them what to do, this thing. He will come like tell them what to do. He will tell them, everything like this, Fela. Before the thing will become a music, like they will start enjoying it. Great legend. Fela, may your soul rest in peace, man. May you live long, Baba. Yeah. May your soul rest in peace. Fela is a man. He didn't do it for money, he didn't do it anything, but fame came. Fame came out of it because he learned it. Just like South Africa, what they call them, Mandela. All those people, they were activists, strong activists. They never did it because of money. They never say bring NGO or no. But these activists now, they are calling NGO. They want NGO. They say they were activists, but they want you to do NGO for them, put money for them. They will buy car, buy everything. Those activists, they move with leg. They don't even have. They trade. They don't have money. They don't. If you see the way they suffer, this one, then they are relaxing, buying Jeep, relaxing. I say they are activists, enjoying benefits. Oh, Tony Allen, we need to say the truth. This is the truth. The Baba has spoken. You can see that he has children. He just don't come out. These are children. This is children coming out to tell you the truth, and that is the truth. We are living with life because I'm from Ajebule. It's me, Nigeria, that created Egunu. Egunu, Egunu, I don't come. Egunu, I don't come. Yeah, those days, because it's true Fela music. I was inflated and I wrote that music, and that music went viral. in Nigeria, I don't go, I don't go, it's from Fela. We all started drumming, everybody, yeah, it's from Fela. We are learning from you. So stop, man. We gain all those experience from Fela. Yeah, my influencer, this thing came from Fela. That time you see fan like this, Fela was the one that taught us how to use all those material things. If you want to know, we created, Fela live long. Fela motivated a lot of people, a lot of upcoming artists that were singing like him. They will start behaving like him. Don't you see Whiskey, a little Whiskey now? That's how he sing like Fela. But Burna Boy then. But Burna Boy was not born. They were not born themselves. I'm just telling you what Fela has activated people even up to this time. That's how strong his legend is. That's how strong the music is. So let us watch and hear from the legend, the other legend, the son, Fela Kuti, who is telling you the rating, how it is. How it is. Please subscribe, comment, like this video, share this video, that everybody, all youth, all young, all the Z world that are thinking about Fela will learn that this is the real truth. Please share it, and I will see you in my next video. Let us watch.
Beat versus Afro beats. I know you've talked about this before, but I feel like it needs to continue to be reiterated to the youth in terms of the difference, because the history of Afro beat is so important. Could you talk about that a little bit?
The difference between Afrobeat and Afrobeats, I don't want to delve into that because it will be like I'm criticizing the young people, and I don't want them to. It might be heartbreaking what I'll sing, but I'll advise them to pick up an instrument. My father was a multi-instrumentalist composer. He studied music, right? He wrote every single part of his instrument. You probably have heard that he said, without Tony Allen, there was no Afrobeat. That is the biggest, bullshit ever said about my father. That is the biggest lie. It's such a big lie. He tried to sell to Tony Allen, so they said to lie. Yes, he was a good drummer, but Fela taught him his style of drums. Fela came up with all his drum patterns. We saw it. I was a child, a teenager, a man. We saw Fela do this. Fela wrote all the parts, and I keep asking them, okay, why didn't Tony Allen tell us, okay, which songs did you put for Fela? Which songs did Fela tell you to play? He couldn't, because there was no song that Fela would say, hey, put the drum pattern for me. Impossible. You could not, when Fela was writing, if a pin dropped, he looked, who? And then you will say you have an idea in his composition. Impossible. Look, when Fela arrived, rehearsals, everywhere changed. There was like pandemonium. When Fela arrived, there was complete silence. You couldn't call your friend, hey, Tunde, you couldn't. Because you see, it goes into a kind of trance, and then everybody's waiting to hear the melody and the rhythms. And the way Fela used to work is he'll call the drummer, he'll call the guitar, the rhythm guitar, the turn-up guitar, the percussions, and the bass. And then when he plays this for about a week, he'll call the singers for a while, then he'll call the horns, and then he builds the music slowly. It takes him probably a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then he plays this for about 2-3 years before he records the music. So he transforms so many times, and we all are there witnessing this musical transformation. When Fela records the song, he never plays it again. This is Fela. So when they are lying, so I asked them where. There was a journalist in America who went on social media and said a lot of nasty things, thinking I'm jealous of that Tony Allen was a good drummer or whatever. I'm just correcting the facts. I love Tony Allen, but what his crew and his management and himself did, it's a blatant lie, it's a big lie. And if we don't let the youths know the truth, then we distort history. So it is for me to tell the audience and those of us that know the truth about who and how Fela worked. Show me the article. Don't say Fela said, where's the magazine? What date? Bring it out. Where is the tape? Where is the recording? Where? Show me. And I'll keep my mouth shut. So I asked the journalist, where is it? Till today, 5 years, I'm still waiting for him to produce. He says he's looking for it. Is it that difficult? Is it that difficult to find that a great, iconic guy like Fela will say such a huge statement and the whole world will not go, wow? So when Fela was writing, he now called you, Tony Allen, put the drum parts. And Fela will not come publicly and say, I did, Tony Allen put this drum part. And the press in Nigeria would have gone crazy. One article somewhere in Nigeria, you will not find one where Fela, or radio or TV where Fela says this, because it was a lie. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a big, huge, fat lie. And I will not allow that lie. It's a lie. That lie is a liar. So the Afrobeat is young people who identify with my father, probably some of me, because many of the beats, they take my beats as well, you know, which is okay. I mean, it shows you on the right path of your life. But there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between Afrobeat and the Afrobeats. And I'll just implore you to go and listen to Fela from the very beginning and see how Fela transformed. His first Afrobeat song was called My Lady's Frustration. You see, I know we grew up in this. We were there. We felt it. We lived it. So anybody that wants to lie, you see, the good thing about Fela's life is before Fela even became famous, he had children. My elder sister, me, my mother was there. You know, my younger sister, who unfortunately she died. So we know, we lived it. So you can't tell us about Fela. Nobody can tell us about this man because we were there. We saw the beatings, we saw the imprisonment, we saw, and I will never be one that will tell you Fela was perfect or always right. Like I told you, he didn't teach me. I held it against him. Till now, I forgive him because what his life stood for was more important than my life. What he went through is, I mean, the beatings, I saw practically every bone on his body beating. In 81, they handcuffed his hands to his leg. I was arrested on that day. The beatings they gave him, I was weeping and, you know, so helpless. This is my father. And the police, he said he died on that day. He felt his spirit leave his body. And what should I be angry at a man that was going through all this, believing he was fighting for justice? His mother was killed. His house was burnt. You know, so it's forgivable, you know. And maybe if I did have formal education, my music would be called maybe, I don't know. But I've arrived here. I know what to do with my children. So I think life is a big experience and we learn. Every day we learn. You see, when you listen to Fela and you go to things like Ikoyi blindness, Shakala, Lady, when you hear, Fela was not just even a musician, he was an engineer. Fela used to mix his music. He used to produce his music. He used to produce everything. Ironically, Fela even produced Tony Allen's 2 compositions because Tony Allen couldn't write, so Fela composed it for him and put it in Tony Allen's name. We know this history. You see, Tony Allen left. Tony Allen never even believed in the struggle. So Fela the warrior that was fighting, that was getting beaten, comes out and writes a track like Kalakuta Show or Alago Close. He comes with this rhythm like a warrior. He said music was a weapon of the future. And you, that was playing the warrior drum set, didn't believe. So how did you compose the warrior drum set? Tell me. How? Did you do the when you didn't believe in it? How did you come about it? How can you open your mouth to say such a big lie? You see, the whole of this country knew how Fela worked. Then you ran to France, got some French people and said lie till the Americans now and everybody quickly ran into the institutions to lie to the children. Fela said without to tell them, Fela never said nothing like that. So you tell your young audience, this guy, Fela, you see when break dance in America and all these countries rise, it's very rare to find the composer writing all the parts. The bassist comes to the bass line and the drummer puts. So everybody's contributing to that masterpiece. It was not the way Fela wrote. Fela was sole composer, arranger, producer of his music. And that's the way he taught somebody like me. See, and so from me, you could easily see how Fela was doing. Now Fela is the foundation of what people like me are doing. So it's like me saying to hell with Fela. Can you imagine me saying to hell with Fela? I mean, that's like cursing myself. So because I think, oh, I have bang, 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 and truth don't die, I will say, fuck Fela. Would you think I'm going mad? Or you want me to start to lie that Fela didn't inspire me? Or you want me to lie that jazz did not inspire me? Or you think, you see, so, of course, the intelligent will say, so, Mr. Kuti, so where did you get your inspiration from? Oh, I got it from God. You never say, oh, I don't like, sooner or later, people will find out the truth. It's a lie. You see, and the same way when you're lying about Fela's work. So this is the distinction between the Afrobeat. The Afrobeat was never about making money, about showing off. Nothing like this. It was music for fighting for freedom, justice, and the guy behind it paid a very high price for what he stood for. I'm not saying that Afrobeat can be about a love song, because Bang 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 is a kind of love song. I'm not saying no, but it has to be very intellectual. I'm not saying the Afrobeat is not intellectual. Now, don't get me wrong, because you see, you now think that I'm trying to discredit them. I think Afrobeat moves deeper into cultural and traditional African way of life and has minimal influences from outside.